Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game 2 in this wonderful matchup of ALTTPR League Season 5. This is Playoffs, Round 1. We have NDA versus Acai, Spy taking on VGF Taylor. I am Hammer Bro in the booth, and I am joined by the one and only Zeke. How are you doing today, my man?
Hi, Hammer. We got casual boots. I like casual boots.
I do enjoy Spy's initial speed normal mode, since this is a normal mode for once. But changing it to good luck, have fun. So we are starting out with standard, and we have 3 medallions in the hash. I don't know if you are a hash reader, like a couple of rando players are. If you are, I'm sure you'd be very intrigued by this. If not, well, we'll have fun anyways.
The only thing that this hash is telling me is we should all go visit last year's team from Invitational, Swirly Coin Brewing, because we've got 2 Bombos medallions there.
That's fair, yeah. There's a lot of blue and gold in this one.
Yeah. So Hammer, your teammate isn't running this race, correct?
I mean, he has the boots, so he will be running most of it, I hope.
You never know. It's Spy. He's forgotten to before. What do you expect to see from this escape?
I do know that he has been working on his escape. I anticipate that if he doesn't do anything overly stupid, he'll manage in about, I want to say his times are about 5:20 to 5:30. Maybe a little bit quicker than that if he's really touched up on it. I anticipate
not bad.
He's not going to care about drops, and is just going to run through it as quickly as he can. So that's generally how he plays stuff.
In Cas Boots, you don't need to worry about the drops. This isn't a standard start without boots, because the big reason we focus on drops in standard usually is we want bombs for the back wall.
Right, and the boots do handle that. But there are some people who will still, kill a couple guards and take a look at the packs and see if you can figure out what they are, or if you can get something useful from them.
I always appreciate seeing people picking up the small magic in those pots, because you never know. Maybe you'll find a fire rod to quick kill the ball and chain.
I'm honestly a huge fan of picking up those pots for reasons other than that. Like, you might end up having your first crystal be like Skull Woods, and that magic can very much help, especially if you don't really get anything else early on. So definitely grab the magic pots. Definitely.
So I remember reading something in the race room as we're just slowly going through escape here. Apparently, neither of these runners actually ran in Cas Boots week.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
Right, so I can tell you the initial plan for us. The initial thought was that Spy was going to run it, but then for some reason I was playing some Cas Boots, just kind of having fun with it. And I was on one that week. So it was kind of like a late substitution for us, which ended up working out. I ended up winning my game, but I think it was initially planned to be Spy and Reg that week, and it just didn't work out because I was on one. So
also worth noting, we got a glove.
We did, yeah. That was one of the first pulls, which. Like you were mentioning before, if this was a normal standard, so you didn't start with the boots, then that would kind of allow our runners to worry about getting bombs significantly less, because they'd be able to just come down here as they please. But as they have boots, doesn't really matter, It's just kind of nice all around. Spy having a little difficulty with the guard there, but in the right spots. He's good.
Clinked early, so wasn't able to get a super clean 8/. Taylor got a pretty clean 8/ there, too.
Yeah, Taylor has definitely practiced escape, particularly with the boots, and it shows, because I don't care how good you are, if you're used to just practicing escape either from NMG or just from practicing it for rando, the lines for boots in hand, especially boots with sword, very different. Like this, for instance, both our runners electing to take the overpass because it's a little bit quicker.
I have seen both, even with the boots, I've seen both the overpass and the traditional stealth room exit.
Right. So when I practiced it, they
top level play. So
right. When I practiced it, they took about the same amount of time for me, and obviously that overpass much less likely to get a time sink into having guard RNG or just missing a slash or something. So I timed it once, elected to go for the overpass, and never thought about it again.
Meanwhile, we have about a room's difference between Spy and Taylor going into the sewers. So
yes, Spy's execution has not been quite as clean. It'll be interesting to see if that kind of remains throughout the entire thing, or if this is just a situation of Taylor being able to just fly through escape. Because honestly, right now he's on for a really good pace.
Yeah, I can see a 5-10 out of this escape if the RNG cooperates with like Key Rat.
Right, the Key Rat is definitely a 5 to 10 second sync potential just with nice single arrow.
Best check in the game right there.
Right, well at least we got it out of the way. It's not in pod today.
Yeah, this Key Rat is probably... I have words about this Key Rat, but...
Well, anyone who plays NMG and similar vanilla runs of it is going to have words. I have words of it from the couple of times that I've done speedruns of this game, so I completely understand your words.
I mean, I have more words than most. I've died to the Key Rat directly.
That's unfortunate, and not honestly terribly surprising. It just happens. They're just wherever they want to be, and it's gross.
It's also funny.
Yes, but it doesn't make it any less infuriating, unfortunately. Like, still funny, still I hate you. It's just one of those things.
Taylor had a little bit of trouble in the sewer, so about a 5:20 on the escape timer. Meanwhile, Spy having a couple of executional problems in the back of escape. Was that a vanilla heart container?
We'll see here in a second.
No.
It was not Sack. I'm pretty sure I saw 3 crystals in the light world, but I did not get much of a check at it, so...
Yeah, about 10 seconds lead on Taylor's side, if I was looking at it correctly.
Yeah, seems about right. About 8 to 10 seconds, yeah.
But that's just what a little practice can do, too.
Alright, so that's the second useless item we've pulled out of, 10 checks so far.
Single rupee, yeah, not useful. We say that, but I have, in fact, tried to go to Zora with $4.99 before.
That's, again, on the list of things I'm sure we've all tried to do once. That bush crab is not having it for Taylor. Holy cow.
You like seeing all these early bombs, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad thing at all. And just like that, Spy catching up to within just a couple of seconds here, just because that bush crab was just not playing nicely.
I do like seeing the old gen Link versus the new gen Link.
It is rather I'm telling you, man, these bush crabs have it out for Taylor. What in the world?
And I actually might have considered picking up that 20 just because we're almost at bottle merchant money. Zora's apprentice. That's a fire rod. That is a inverse fire rod because technically that is where the Skullwoods entrance that has big chest would be in the light world.
Look, you've gone too deep. You've gone too deep, Seek. Bring it back.
I always go too deep, you know that.
Phrasing. Anyways, we got Blindside coming up.
Yeah. And we are within 2 seconds, too.
I mean, that's pretty much how this is going to go. What our runners do afterwards is going to obviously vastly depend on what we end up getting here. This seed could point us in one very specific direction. It could point us nowhere. It could point us everywhere. So, thus far in Blind's Hut, we are getting absolutely nothing, and we'll like it. So, there is that. But that 20 means that if we don't get anything out of the well, we'll be 3 rupees short of our illustrious bottle vendor.
which, admittedly, you could just drop back in, but that's still slow.
Well,
However, you can
yeah.
also usually expect to pull at least one big 20 out of somewhere in these 10 checks.
I mean, at this point, a 5 would do it. We just need something. And there's a 300, so we're good.
The 300 does it.
It does, and now we start looking for Zora money. So the goalposts have moved. We used to be looking for 100, now we're looking for 600. Wow, okay, so the three cousins, Jack, Diddley, and Squat, in the first 10 checks of Kakariko. I mean, does Bottle... Nope, okay, never mind. 10.
Like, legitimately, the 300 was the most exciting thing we found so far.
Seriously, yeah, it's been interesting. So we've got Chicken Hut, we've got the back of the bar, we have the library, which we can actually go grab. And at that point, if we pull nothing out of any of those three, I might consider just running the race game out of the... Which is a completely false assumption, but there's got to be something in here other than the fire rod, right?
I mean, observation bias happens. I get it.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's how I would be feeling right now, dashing through Kakariko, finding up, turn around, go north, check out Sick Kid.
Look, a vanilla bottle that comes with something in it.
Yeah, that is fair. It is a vanilla bottle plus. And both of our runners, if they were so inclined, could take this straight up to the bottle vendor and grab another 100 rupees, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point.
You were saying?
Hell yeah! Let's go, Speed!
Just walk to the left, Spy. Further off.
Okay, that's one of the most Spy things that's ever happened.
For the record, if that happens to you when you're playing this, walk left so that the bee cannot target the weather vane, because for some reason, the duck counts as a valid target.
So you're telling me that Spy did all of that in vain?
Yes.
Well, that was fun. Alright, so Kakariko giving us a big old fat nothing. Let's go check out South Shore.
That said, can we also admire the humor of running into the snitch as he's leaving, too?
Well, you know, sometimes you don't look where you're going, and he was clearly in a hurry.
So far, still nothing south to south.
Okay, so is this going to be one of those, like, running jokes of how many checks can you make that give you absolutely nothing in terms of progression?
The seed's trying.
The fire rod is nice, but doesn't actually unlock a damn thing. Like, we need something here, guys.
We need a bow, and the big key to be not in the vanilla location to make the fire rod useful right now.
That's a good point. Yeah, we are just a bow away from that fire rod being, you know, useful for something. I guess to be fair, the gloves could be useful if Zora ends up being the answer. That's an option. That was really unfortunate with those with that bomb there. Oh, okay, cool. Mini Moldorm's making it up for it. That's nice. Okay, never mind. Forget I said anything.
So wow, this Moldorm though. So, you know, sometimes these mini Moldorms will wiggle right into things, and then sometimes what Taylor just had happen will happen, where nothing will take a hit from anything.
Basically, on one side, you had Spy's, everything is going to be perfect, don't worry, we'll just run into the bombs for you, and Taylor's was the no. As we pull the... Wow. That's kind of rude. I mean, I guess that is 2/3 of the way to Aga. But Spy, that did not deserve a bomb. That was just rude. Like, there's no need for that.
Now we are definitely a bow away from Eastern, and we could go up the mountain for 2 checks.
We could, and it's really bad when you're 13 minutes in and 2 checks up the mountain is starting to sound good. And that's still not Zora money, so I imagine that VGF Taylor is going to be... Oh, no, maybe not. Setting up for a water walk, so might not be picking up that rock. Okay, so VGF Taylor is playing the... There's 10 rupees that I need. I'll be able to get them. I think Spy is going to be doing something similar here. Yep. Alright, so Spy is 6 away. Taylor is 9 away, and Zora is the only check here that's going to be in logic for either of our runners. Obviously, we're going to get... Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay, we'll mark that down for potentially useful later.
We need a flippers and a mirror to get that in logic.
Right.
We would need at least a mirror and Dark World access to get that out of logic. Hey, there's the money you need, Hood.
Okay, so there's Zora money. This
Our
is...
runners,
Go ahead.
our runners are lucky that they didn't get a heart refill off the heart piece.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah, because without that Moon Pearl, they are not going to be able to get back in there. So, it's time to see if the glove was actually progression.
I mean, it is eventually.
I mean, sure, but I mean, today. If not, tomorrow, maybe. Never mind. Okay.
So...
Spy is going to Hobo.
And Taylor did not. This could give Spy something big. Or it could be 10 arrows.
That was very specific, Zeke. Did you have something in mind?
I just didn't want to save 20 rupees again.
I mean, that's fair. To be fair, both of our runners probably wouldn't say no to 20 rupees at this point, because, I mean, Pod is looking imminent. Okay, so VGF Taylor heading towards Desert. This is kind of a risky play, in my opinion. You're only going to get to look at one check and check one more. Whereas the... Okay, so the good thing is, until you get the flippers, Aga's not in logic.
You also don't want to just climb expecting a Moon Pearl. That's a really risky play to expect a Moon Pearl.
Yeah, I think Spy is going to go up the mountain now. Which is kind of interesting. So you have the eastern area, which is definitely the most dense. But obviously there being the caveat of, hey, do you want to double dip eastern? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, okay, now it's starting to look bad. So you've got a sword there, you got 2 more items here that Spy is going to be checking in just a minute. And then you have the eastern area. And I think VGF Taylor is playing the, this isn't an Aga seed, go heck yourself. I'm going to go check at least the Hospitalist Closet. I don't blame him.
I mean, again, we don't have a Moon Pearl, so Aga is not that enticing until you have it.
Aga's never enticing. Like, especially, yeah, no, it's just not. Like, all right, old man given 20 bucks. So Spy has one more checkup here. There being a hook shot or a mirror in... Okay, never mind.
Where's the progression, Hammer? There was nothing in Solid's Closet. Is it time to go into Bolus Eastern?
I mean, if there's nothing here, the answer is either Eastern or... Oh, what?
Oh, boy. Why is that there?
So, the one thing that I would like to point out to all of our listeners is that my teammate Spy Weaver likes making at least one play a game that is inexplicably works out for him. I don't know if this play is going to end up being that play, or if this is just a freebie on the house, but this definitely qualifies. Now he's going to miss the bomb jump and then come back out and have to, but it's okay. He's trying.
That looks... Okay, I was going to say, that looks terrible, so it's probably going to work. I am very bad at telling when it actually is lined up, and if I say it's lined up, it misses.
Okay, so Spy is going to get a look at the Dark World. So we have pendants in the corners, except for Meyer.
I missed which one was our red.
Ice Palace, Skullwoods, and TR.
And that was Red Crystal Meyer. Was that green pendant TR?
It was, yes. Oh, so, hammer in the first chest of Eastern.
So that's actually not good for Hammer here.
For Spy, correct.
For Spy. This is also not good for you. That's right. This is not good for Spy because he wants that to go east.
Yeah, it also depends. Because honestly, this whole thing at this point is kind of a mess, and it depends on what plays are made. Like, Spy could pull a bow out of here or a hook shot, and then, wow, okay. How about Eastern having the friggin' pod just free care package? Let's have a Moon Pearl and just finish it off, yeah?
So, I hate that. Bow in Eastern is gross. Because do you know how often I will just leave it there until I have either last location or have a bow?
Well, we don't know where that second bow is yet, so there's still options, but yeah, it's not a good spot for it. Thankfully...
Watch it be in Eastern as well. Watch it be the 2 bows in Eastern seat.
Yeah, but the hammer being there also makes Eastern much more relevant, so I don't imagine it being put off for too long. Alright, so that is the much required big key, as we have pretty much feuding big key grabs there. No hook shots, we're going to have to go do this the normal way. We'll see if Eastern decides to hand us a third. Did we see all 3 items?
Yes, we did, actually.
Oh, what was the third one?
There was a money in the first chest. I think it was a 50 rupee.
Got it. Okay, never mind.
Hey, Spy. Don't die.
Yeah, NDA stands for near death always, if you weren't aware, so he's just living by the acronym.
I mean, I've seen so many different acronyms in you guys' notes.
I know. It's so...
My favorite is still the one you told Dracia was not disclosing acronyms.
Yeah, never divulging acronyms, I believe, is what I use, but yes, there are definitely options.
Same thing, honestly.
Uh-huh. Meanwhile, Spy is still looking for his second item out of Eastern.
I think he's skipping the bomb jump because 2 hearts.
I mean, just don't miss it, forehead.
I mean, I don't.
Well, then there you go.
So yeah, counting items. Well done, Taylor, for leaving a map in the big chest. Also,
yep.
First crystal match.
Yeah, at a relatively early 20 minutes and change, so nicely done there. Spy will be right behind him, assuming that the vanilla Moldorm plus cape doesn't end up being terrible. I don't know. I'm still kind of confused as to where Taylor wants to go, because do you really want to go up the mountain with still no mirror and no hammer? Like, it's still gross.
Oh, it was a shovel in...
Yes.
The money chest. I forgot we found a shovel. So, is this a shovel Moon Pearl?
That would be interesting. No.
Okay, so... I guess Taylor will have to go up the mountain?
Yes, and that does appear to be where he's going, which is good. The last thing you want is him to turn around and do Aga for this. So at this point, it's looking like the Moon Pearl is sitting either still on the pyramid ledge, which is an option, or behind that hammer.
So, Taylor will have an advantage in Tower of Hera because of both the Master Sword and the hammer for easier for combat.
Yeah, this way of routing was ended up working quite a bit better, honestly. Spy's only saving grace would have been pulling a hook shot out of Hera.
Remember that comment about inexplicably working routes? I actually think this didn't count.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, Spy's probably feeling pretty good right now, and then he's going to find that hammer and be like, ah, crap.
It feels really good, and then it doesn't.
Alright, so as they are switching around, we're going to have Spy dashing through Eastern and Taylor dashing to that wondrous mirror.
Covering each other's tracks for a minute. So, shout outs to our tracker, Reg, who... How did you convince... I like how both of you show up for you guys' race. Your teammates' race, by the way.
Uh-huh. I mean, we all have pretty similar availability, so it works out.
But, Reg is going to keep us honest, which is an incredible feat.
Reg is used to keeping Spy and I honest. I think he'll do just fine with you and me, bud.
Also, an incredible feat.
Isn't it, though?
If you couldn't tell, I am good friends with everybody involved here.
Dolby has friends.
I will also say, I do think that when it comes to Bunny Sprites, it is actually kind of hard to beat the original, because Bunny Sprite is fantastic.
No, the Squirtle Sprite that turns into the Squirtle Squad for Bunny Sprite is the best sprite.
I'm still going to disagree, but we'll agree to disagree.
Yes, we can agree that you're wrong. That's fine. So kind of one of the more interesting things that's currently going under the radar because of the big routing difference we had with the hammer being in Eastern here, is that Spy also has a sword disadvantage. I'm not sure how long that's going to stick around for, but it's here
a while.
for now.
Given where it is, a while.
Potentially. We might also pull, like, because we could foreseeably pull a freaking book out of East Death Mountain instead of a Moon Pearl, and the Moon Pearl's just sitting in the desert. Like, let's be honest, this seed could just clear all three in here. Like
the Light World starter kit?
I mean, it could happen. Like, we're just as likely to pull that book as we are the Moon Pearl. So it'll be interesting to see how that works.
We can do this theory because we are watching probably the boringest room in the Light World.
I was just trying to kind of keep it moving because yeah, tiles are.
So we're gonna clean up nicely at 2 crystals apiece, and you can see the hammer already doing work for Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. Tempered sword damage is something that you take even if it's a little bit unwieldy. Like, it's just definitely worth it.
Little slow on the arrows today, so ended up getting the 1 extra cycle on the Igor, and now we're going to go visit Diarmos, and here's the bomb jump that Spy couldn't do because he was low on hearts.
Nicely done there. Spy picks up his second crystal at just about 27 minutes, and Taylor is going to be right behind him, assuming that things play nicely here. Goodness gracious.
Don't you love enemy RNG? The answer should be no.
No, it's terrible. Like it, and I understand that it has to exist, but
that did not look like a hit, so I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those. Okay, that was a super clean fight. Hammer makes Moldorn easy. VGF Taylor made it easier.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So, and at 27.5 minutes, we have tied up the crystal gap again.
Yep, and at this point, our runners are basically in the same spot, with VGF Taylor having that aforementioned sword advantage. They're pretty much going to be lock and step here.
What's funny is the sword advantage doesn't mean much in terms of progression, because if this does end up being an Aga Seed, Spy has an out-of-logic cape.
Right, but then if this ends up being an Aga Seed, Spy would, by virtue of having the cape there, know that there's a sword in Aga's closet. Or there's a moon pearl, which means he would be going there. I hope. Like, if we pull absolutely nothing out of the Paradox Cave and Spiral Cave here, Spy would know.
Did we just have in-sync dashes to the hole?
Yes, we did. Okay, an enemy RNG being not bad in that room there. So, yeah, we're rolling. Time to go check Paradox Cave. So what do you think? Moon Pearl, book, or nothing?
I'm gonna be completely honest, and you're not gonna like this since it would hurt your team. Book for Moon Pearl on Ether.
Oh, that would be very rude. Okay, well you said book and
Ether.
You said book and Ether, so you got it there.
I swear, we don't script this kind of thing.
No, you're just a witch. Oh, hookshot. Doesn't do anything, but it's nice to have.
Well,
what is this scene right?
With the Master Sword, Taylor is going to go check out Ether Tablet for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, under no circumstances do you skip that. Like, so now Spy knows
get his
that
Master
there's
Sword from Desert Area, at least.
Right. And then is going to go directly into Aga's Tower. He is not checking Ether Tablet.
Well, he's got to do Desert first.
Right, sure, that's fair. But I'm saying he's not checking Ether Tablet. Like, it's not happening. He's not coming back up here.
Which is fine, because it's just a boomerang.
The best meringue.
That's not a red boomerang.
Would you like to throw it out?
You see, I don't care which boomerang's better. The red one's red, and that makes it better.
Spy isn't skipping Agana. He's just doing it after the dungeon, which I understand, but I don't like. Just do Agana's Cave first.
If you do this first, especially where you can full clear it regardless, you can just save and quit out of Agana's Cave. So,
I mean, yeah, I get it that it's technically slightly faster, but I don't know. I just feel like every time I try to do that, it bites me in the butt with something like a sword that would have been nice. Hello, Moon Pearl.
So, Dark World access.
So, we're going to have 3 crystals done in, like, under 40 minutes.
Before we go to Dark World for the first time, that's not, just
Right.
going up the mountain.
And we need the flippers, and the flippers, and Samaria. And that actually...
You said flippers twice.
Well, because we need the flippers for the flute, so it counts. It's fine.
We also need the mitts.
No, we don't. We can get away without those. Shh.
Okay, I think of the people who play this game involved here, I'm the only one who can, and it's not legal.
I play Crossworld all the time.
This is not Crossworld.
Could have fooled me.
Alright, there's both items in Desert, so you could theoretically do Desert with Meyer later.
I mean, yeah, you could.
Are you going to? No.
Isn't Desert a 5/6?
No, Meyer's the other 5/6.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
Easy mix-up, I get it.
Now, I just hadn't gotten over there. I have a lot of difficulty seeing the grayed out crystals, and I knew that there was one in the light world. That's why I was saying maybe do Desert first, but then, yeah. If Meyer's the other one, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Eastern was the one in the light world.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, wow, there is a little thing there. Whew.
So, what are your thoughts on lamb molas? How do you like them cooked?
I'm okay with like medium well.
Okay.
How about you? What's your preference?
Oh, a little more on the rare side for me.
Of course. Alright, so we're going to have a little bit of work left to do here, but not much. It should be 2 spins. Or 2 hammer hits would also work. Oh, wow, that was very rude. Alright, just like that, we're all tied up again.
On one side, Taylor has to go back in for the right side. On the other side, Spy has to go over to Gina's first sword.
Man, this seeds something interesting. So, with what we have in hand, you think we're going to see a Hype Cave grab first, or a Village of Outcasts grab first?
Given our dungeons, I can actually see us doing a Hype Cave first, because Skullwoods is a pendant.
Right, and that's where things get interesting. Like, on one side, we don't have the mitts to make the Village of Outcasts a little bit quicker. But on the other side, we still probably go into Skullwoods anyway, so really no harm, no foul there. I don't know. Spy's made his decision, though. He's going Village of Outcasts.
Do you potentially check Pedestal with the book, since you have to go around anyways?
Fire Rod, Ice Rod. What could be there other than a medallion that we would need?
Quite literally, it's only medallion, actually. I don't know if you do.
I would check it if I made the decision to go kill Mothula, and not otherwise.
Here's the route divergence now.
Right. I am going to say I like Tony's choice better because you can full clear, and that is probably the first time I've ever seen Spy skip Skullwoods.
Impressive. Huh. Also, wrong Acai teammate.
Oh, did I say Tony?
You did. You were just on that race yesterday, weren't you?
I was, yes.
So I understand.
I like Taylor's play here better because you have everything to clear pod. Nothing you're going to grab is going to make pod any quicker than it is right now. And with Hype Cave there and pod right next to it, I like this play better.
I mean, do you like it now we're going left towards Stumpy and Dig Game?
Significantly less so, actually. I think that the play to go to pod was better, and at that point you kind of hope that you have the mitts so you can combine all of this in with a smith chain if it comes down to it. Like, hopefully we're dodging everything in this area to begin with, but if you're not, the hope is to have the mitts and be dragging along a purple chest as you do your stuff.
I get it with the K45 access as well, but still a little. I'm of the opinion always clear dungeons.
A, B, C, D.
And Spy is checking out our Thieves' Town, which has one item found already and the big key in the front. So,
yeah, so far so good. Using that boot-specific knowledge to dash around instead of doing a bunch of screen transitions. Meanwhile, we are taking a look at Digging Game. We are up to 10 digs with that one. Whenever you're ready, game. That's okay. 16 for
digs
300.
For 300. Not bad.
Huh.
Pretty good payout, but still not what you're looking for.
The S&Q there is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so he's going to go into pod now. Okay, never mind. I understand what's going on. I'm pretty sure it's quicker just to mirror and then go to Village of Outcasts from there. But it looks like we have done this side. Now we're going to go do pod. I don't see this route choice very often, do you? Like, go left midsless and then go right into pod?
I don't know. We are checking the pyramid ledge, so...
I don't love this check because I don't want to orphan catfish, and I feel like that's going to be the...
catfish never has anything.
Okay.
I will say, if you're going to pod from Link's house, you have to check pyramid, or else you're kind of just wasting time.
Oh, see, what I normally do is I normally check, wow, as Spy pulls a fairy, because of course he does, because it's Spy. Anyways, I love him, I swear. I actually love this man, I just show it in weird ways.
I get it.
I normally go into pod, then come out of pod, and then check both of them afterwards. So that's what I usually do.
And I would usually do the same thing, and I'd approach from the pod portal. Which is why I say, if you're coming from Link's house, you have to commit to a catfish skip and check pyramid, because you're already on that side of the map. And it's just making decisions based on where you're routing from.
I think in that situation I would still do it, but I'm also a non-skipper if given the chance, so... Alright, so I think we're still looking for an item here in Thieves' Town.
Looks like it, because otherwise he'd be turning directly to the north.
And honestly, the great thing here is that we get to ignore VGF Taylor for a little bit while he picks up keys, and more keys. And by the time...
enough attention to tell how many items we find in the front, but other than that, yeah, keys.
Right.
Lots of keys.
And then Spy will be done with Blind, and we can shift back over to Taylor as Spy probably, I would presume, runs through the stuff that Taylor already checked. That's
key 2. And let's see how good Spy is at blind script. So far, so good. Not so good now.
I'm just going to say that you said it. You did this.
I did. Not going to deny. There's key number 3.
3 for 3.
It is always satisfying to get blind exploding in the middle of the light.
Well, that's technically key number 4.
It's also item number 1 for the front of 2.
Semantics.
More importantly, that's the big key. So you could actually go in, kill the boss, and then go back into for the back items.
Yeah, that is an option. We could see these two here, and then hammer, and then head on out. Meanwhile, Spy is going to commit to the Skullwood skip. Okay. We're going to see the bumper ledge, which we do have the cape for, and then a graveyard ledge check, and then King's Tomb, and potentially a current jump, actually.
Having pulled the cape, I actually do really like seeing this information from... Was that 5 key front?
Yes, it was. Well, it was 6, technically, because there was just one. One was just a big one.
As I was saying, with the cape we pulled out of Logic, I do actually appreciate seeing the early North Dark World.
Especially in this situation, because it is so very useful when you only have, like, 2 items, as Taylor gets beetled.
Those beetles were out for blood.
Yes.
That was a vanilla piece of heart in Graveyard Ledge.
I mean, there's 24 of them.
Yes. This is not going to be vanilla King's Tomb, though.
Well, no, since we already have the cape at hand. We could pull the mitts out of here, which would be funny. Just $20, okay. And Spy is prepping for that current jump, I'm pretty sure.
It's a really useful route to be able to know, because it'll let you pick up the catfish ahead of time. There's the flippers in Palace of Darkness. So there's another dungeon clear we can do. That's also flute.
Which means we are potentially a Samaria away from Goma.
And the mitts.
Well, yeah, but we'll get those eventually.
He looks. I think Spy is a pixel too high to get the current jump there, and runs into the Hinox.
It's okay. He's a Hinox to the face away from managing it too, so it works out.
Quake medallion.
Okay, feeling a little bit better about hoping that we have the Meyer and the Meyer medallion. I will say, us just needing Samaria and Mitt at this point, assuming that Meyer isn't Bombos, means that TR is going to be off the table, which that's an amazing thing to not have to worry about.
It is. So obviously, next play is get your flute and then go into, or even just go into swamp and then get your flute.
Honestly, at this point, and this might ruffle some feathers, I like the route grab flute, check Meyer area. And the reason I like that route...
Not without the Mitz hammer.
Oh, crap, I keep forgetting those. Look, man.
If we find the Mitz, we'll get back to that route.
I've been playing, like, nothing but Crossworld lately. So I'm just not in a Mitz thinking mood.
I get it. I've been playing Inverted, so...
Fair. Yeah, the only thing you need those for are for Kingston.
I don't even need that anymore. I can do Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but that only works if it's in boots.
Actually, it's only if you have the hook shot.
No, hook shot. Well, okay.
Bombos is nothing.
Oh,
Bombos is our
second card. Take that back.
So it's nothing with extra value.
I don't know. Spy was running around on green mail with 2 hearts. I'm pretty sure he disagrees. There was plenty of extra value there.
It's still nothing in terms of the progression. Hammer Turtle Room is being itself.
Hammer Turtle Room is fine, jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't like to play nice a lot of the time.
Spy did Stumpy and forgot that he didn't check Shovel.
You know, I also forgot he didn't do shovels, so... The health bars are looking a little more comfortable now.
Yeah, especially with that blue mail on the right-hand side here.
And blue mail, green mail, same thing.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately, the fireball had not come out yet, so didn't get to cancel the fireball.
Yeah, I have been known to wait.
Given most of the time I've been doing Helma lately, I also tend to wait, but that's because I tend to have 5 hearts.
Yeah. That's only 1 less than NMG, so.
It's about what I'm used to having in RMG, so.
There's Speed gonna do 16 digs for $300 as VGF Taylor is just completing all the crystals in the order in which we have them. So I guess swamp next, right? Just get all 5 first dungeons cleared out.
The only difference is Taylor did desert after Hera, but otherwise, yeah, we did those crystals in order. I'd like to point out the 5 crystals we've done have been the first 5 dungeons done in the NMG route.
Yes, that was the point I was getting to.
And then the next one that Taylor's doing is the intended second dungeon. So...
Yeah, at this point, the only dungeon that we cannot clear in terms of crystals is that Meyer that we've been talking about. We need everything for it. And Soma. Unless those are sitting there, which that's kind of yuck. Spy, what are you doing?
Spy Weaver? Spy Weaver, you can't mirror from a... Spy, you can't get this like that.
It's okay, he'll figure it out.
Walk a little more to the left, now walk to the right. Remind me to teach Spy that jump.
I'll put it on the list.
Anyways, Taylor's activating the flute. Spy is doing something.
I presume
going
going
to
into pod at this point, yeah.
Also probably committing to the catfish skip. It's gonna be really funny when catfish has the mitts, isn't it?
It's going to be even funnier when the mitts are in swamp and catfish has the Bombos medallion, which is required to get in the mire.
Well, is Samaria going to be vanilla at that point just to cap the hilarity?
No, it'll be an iced tea.
Oh, you are evil, aren't you? Alright. Alright, Spy. Where are you going? Pod.
Oh yeah, no. After he died during doing the current jump, that catfish
Does not exist anymore.
Correct. Yeah.
In the words of Gamachu, catfish does not exist. So yeah, 50 minutes in, runners covering tracks. Despite everything we've been saying about it, these two runners are fantastic, and you should all go follow them.
I mean,
we're friends with the runners.
Taylor's
so.
obviously fine.
Yeah. For all the fun we make fun of Spy, we're his friends, and we have to heckle him. It's in our contract.
Wait,
Spy didn't make you sign a contract?
no. Is he paying you?
No, I'm paying him, actually.
That explains a lot, actually.
All the jokes aside, follow the runners, please. They do a lot of good work to put on a good show for us.
So, at this point, the things that are kind of standing out to me are obviously catfish, which we have spoken of. Spike Cave, if you really want to be a jerk. And then the Skull Woods that Spy, at the very least, has consciously skipped. I don't know if Taylor is going to make the same decision or not. That is yet to be seen.
Yeah. There's Swamp Palace.
Right, but that's going to be next. I'm not including things that are literally going to be next on the list as item as spots can be found.
Both runners will go to Swamp once they're done with these dungeons. Because, required crystal, 6 items. It wins the density play right there. And it's required.
I have an increasing thought that Spy is going to do something really interesting.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is, just my Spy senses are tingling. I feel like he's about to... Like, I think he'll go into Swamp, but it wouldn't surprise me if he just did, like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he feels like he's behind, and when Spy is behind, he does very intriguing things.
He probably feels behind after dying on the way to Catfish, because he's probably expecting that his opponent went to Catfish and has pulled something incredible off of it.
Well, no, I think if he honestly thought that, he would just do Catfish next. I think he feels behind because of the like S&Q out of I'm gonna go get that flute. No, you're not.
Right. I actually put that out of my memory.
Yeah, he hasn't. And no, it wasn't throwing that boomerang. That's just Spy being Spy and thinking that he quick swap faster than he does. It's a thing.
he also gets lost in Dark Maze. But then again, let's be honest, who doesn't?
Me.
Who leaves there backwards? Actually, a lot of us do.
I actually don't. I'm one of the few that doesn't hammer jump.
Outside of places where it makes sense to, like key sanity modes?
No, I can't hammer jump.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Oh.
I've always thought that at this point it would be too ironic for me to just continue not knowing how to do it with my name and all that, so I just haven't learned.
That's fair.
I have successfully done it in the past, but I do not recall the lineup.
Fair enough. There's not much for us to talk about right with this exact moment.
No, we're going to get another Crystalline VGF Taylor side, and then we're going to get another Crystalline Spy side, and they're both going to be sitting at 5 crystals and feel really good about themselves, and be looking to go to Swamp next, pretty much. I mean, that's This seed has been... Unfortunately, there are generally 2 kinds of Kazboot seeds, and this has been one of the more linear ones, where it's like, hey, here's all the things you could go do. But all of the things you could go do include 6 of your 7 crystals. And, I mean, as these runners are showing, they're not silly. They're not going to go do things that aren't required before they go do things that are. So, the route is a bit planned at this point.
About the only difference is we've seen North Dark World from Spy.
Right. Now, things would get really interesting really quickly if we pull either nothing out of Swamp or the mitts out of Swamp. That's when things start to get fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, outside of that, that was actually, I think, the cleanest I've ever seen Spy do that room.
Really good turtle room today.
Like, that was NMG turtle room.
Textbook. I play NMG and I can't do that. I should fix that.
Kind of confused. Sometimes I watch him play and I think to myself, how do I ever beat him? And then I watch him play and I go, oh, that makes sense. So VGF Taylor deciding to ignore the entirety of the North Dark World, which was kind of interesting. Took a look at the bumper ledge, but then elected to not worry about Graveyard Ledge and Kingsu. We know it's not going to bite him in the butt, but it's an intriguing call.
It'll lurk in the back of your mind if you skip stuff, but if it doesn't punish you, then it was a play that worked. We are going to get this Bombos tablet checked from Taylor, so we'll get a full health refill while at full health.
Right. Won't even know it's a sign card, unfortunately.
And we're tied up at 5 crystals apiece.
So now, if he's feeling really spicy, he's gonna go mess around with, like, Spike Cave right now. I don't think he will, but okay, yeah, we're gonna see a swap play.
He might go for the flute first. You can see it in the way he was going earlier. He wants flute.
There is literally no reason to go get the flute before.
I agree, but he's going.
Damn it, Spy. That makes no sense. You're just wasting another. Reg, are you gonna have a talk with him about this, or is this my job?
I'm not even on your team, and I want to have a word with him on it. Anyways, Swamp Palace.
Like, literally, unless he doesn't do Swamp right now, that play was worthless. Now, if he goes and does, like, Spike Cave and some other stuff that we've been mentioning, fine, whatever. Which, I mean, you know, do what you do. That would qualify as Spy doing Spy things.
First item is a red rupee.
Yep, 5 left.
5 red rupees left, huh?
Oh, more than that, bud. More than that, at least 10.
We haven't seen all 28 yet. Alright, where are you going, Spy? I want to see something spicy after that.
Well, then you're hoping for either a 1, or a turnaround and just don't float. Nope, hammer active, he's gonna go do swamp.
Are we gonna find anything in swamp?
I don't know. I feel like swamp
statistically likely.
I feel like swamp for having 6 items doesn't tend to have progression as much as it should. So I'm almost thinking no out of this.
And usually if it has progression, it tends to be the mitts. Let's be honest here.
Right, that's fair. And that being mitts would, again, give us kind of a change in scenery of, like, okay, now you have the mitts. What are your options? Well, you can go do Mire area, you can go do Ice Palace, you can do Dark Death Mountain. It kind of opens up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Kind of just like we've been kind of shoehorned into everything so far, more or less. I'm more surprised that neither of our runners went into Skull Woods. Like normally, even Pendant Skull Woods, you'll at least see the front of it dipped, and we did not see that from either of them.
Very nice diver down by Taylor.
Yeah, that was really clean. All right, so we are getting the left side play. This makes sense. We still need a couple items for go mode. Let's go ahead and take a look.
We're running out of item locations that don't suck.
Right. Yeah, so right now we have 2 in Skull Woods we could definitely get. Right, we have 1 on Catfish. We have Spike Cave. Is that all we got other than this? I think it might be.
There they are.
There they are.
There's not much to say about that, honestly.
No, you called it. You said mitts are usually in swamp if we see progression, and
at this point, it kind of had to be if you wanted it to be progression.
Right.
I mean, it could have been like mushroom or powder, but who wants that?
Yeah, that's fair. The only thing that you were hoping for other than that was somehow being able to pull the Samaria cane first, or concurrently, which could still happen. And then you basically just be in go mode right now, which would be best case scenario. Spy, meanwhile, is going to go check the back first, which could very well be the last nail in that rando coffin.
I'm sorry, that bomb didn't hit?
It looked good to me too, but I'm not super familiar with the bomb setup, so... Well,
That's
you mentioned the mushroom.
I did mention mushroom. I kind of wish I didn't, honestly. There is no way Spy leaves left side swamp here.
Okay.
Right?
No, you're completely and totally wrong. I don't think he's going back in.
You don't leave left side swamp when your options are dwindling looking for mitts, do you?
I think he feels behind. I would be surprised if he came back in. I would legitimately be surprised. So, we'll see. Time will tell. We do have a mushroom, though, which does open up our checks to 1 more, obviously. The mitts the Taylor has also opens up, like I said, Ice Palace, Dark Death Mountain, Mire area. I imagine we're going to get a Mire area check first, just because you want to know if it's Soma for go mode or if it's Soma and Bombos for go mode.
Spy having a little trouble with the Master Sword Argus today.
Yeah, it's a difficult lineup. And if you're not used to doing it, you know, it can trip you up. Taylor having similar difficulties.
And sometimes that happens, where your sword poke gets registered, and you lose the spin. And then you hookshot straight downward.
Alright, so we're going to go for 3 fire rod shots here, and then a spin, and Spy pulls it off.
Nicely done.
And there's the big key.
He now knows there's 2 items in left side. In there. So I'm pretty sure we pulled a compass.
Yes, we did. We pulled a compass in the flooded room. Okay.
With 2 items, he is going back in.
Thank goodness. So now this is interesting because Taylor has 1 item left, right? There's an item in that big chest.
Yeah, map's left side, so...
Yeah, okay. So this will be a situation where Spy's actually going to end up with 1 more check than Taylor does, unless Taylor goes back in, which I don't think in Taylor's position I'm going back in. But yeah, Taylor not leaving stuff behind. So we're going to get 2 full clears of swamp here. Okay, just $5. So at this point, our runner's next big choice is Mire.
Where do we go now?
Right. Mire, Dark Death Mountain, or Ice Palace. Because I guess I'm assuming at this point we're not going to see Skull Woods anytime soon.
I mean, I know where I go first, immediately out of the Swamp Palace.
My thoughts are Mire area, and then Dark Death Mountain's hard because that's progression, but it's also you don't really want to climb that if you don't need to.
I turn in the mushroom first.
Fair.
We just pulled it, so and we're looking for cane, so fake powder is completely off the table.
Unless you need it for bombos. So there is that possibility. Okay, so we do not need a medallion for go mode. It is going to be Soma go mode. Now, yes, that mushroom is a free check.
Turtle Rock is now dead.
Correct.
Turtle Rock literally does not exist right now. Do you check Caneless Mire for a vanilla cane?
I sure as heck don't. Not right now. Like,
I don't, but it's on the table. No, you just do it now.
Yeah, it's go mode.
It's key under doormat. Let's finish the game.
Wow. Okay, that was quick. So 106, we are all of a sudden finding ourselves in go mode, and we only have 1 crystal to complete.
And this is not a comfortable go mode either. Bye.
Spy was thinking about Ice Palace, so Spy was doing.
Spy? Is Spy doing Smith Chain?
This is the spicy play. I told you he was going to do something spicy.
Okay. I'm sorry, that bonked?
Sometimes it's better to not ask questions.
I know that. I play this game. But
Like,
I disagree with that bonk.
Yeah, I disagree with most things involving this game and hitboxes, so...
Anyways, as we were saying...
yeah, so now it comes down
Taylor's just
to...
going to clear Mire for a big key.
Right, is Mire going to be nice and give it to us?
No, it's Mire.
Yeah, it's...
Are you kidding?
It does seem to know. You know, I feel like there's 2 modes of Mire, and it's completely dependent upon if you need an item or not. If you need an item, the big key is, well, there, so never mind. I guess I take all of it back.
This is not a comfortable go mode, by the way.
No, but you do have all of GT left, so you can kind of hope for either a bow upgrade or a swing upgrade along the way. Alright, so that's Smith Chain for Spy. Nothing really of note. He is going to be quickly running into Meyer area here and going to see his own go mode.
And Vitreous. So Taylor is lucky to have had a bomb there. Can we just admit that?
I had a kind of an eye on it, yeah. He did have that one walking in, and I was like, I don't think you need a bomb for anything else in Meyer, so I think he's good. It will be interesting to see here this. Okay, so we do have a red goo. Okay, he is not messing around. I don't dislike that. Even
and
with
the
cape,
just start spinning. I'll admit I would just start mashing because I have no respect for my thumbs.
I think spinning's technically a little bit faster, and with half magic, you have the magic to be able to do it. So, but these bombs might become a thing for GT. So is that going to affect his routing? Do you do Dark Magician routing to be able to avoid needing bombs for Rando Room until later on?
You haven't activated the Turtle Rock portal, so you'll probably go up through Super Bunny looking for a sword anyways. You might pull bombs there.
Sure, right, good point.
If you are actually concerned about it, the door next to Super Bunny Cave at the bottom is a bomb shop.
Meanwhile, I think chat's leaning pretty heavily on 19. Holy cow, had 3 in a row, all within about 2 seconds of one another.
Yeah, all these numbers, we're going to GT now for VGF Taylor.
Yep, and thankfully we got a little bit of an intermission, so we have 22 locations in the basement of GT. One of those 22 contains the big key. If you didn't kind of get a feeling for what was going on by looking in chat, feel free to get your guess. 1 through 22, where is that big key going to be located today?
It's been a little while since I've seen it where I like it. Let's go with number 13 for either Rando Room or in the usually Bob's chest if you're going DM's route.
14 is Bob's chest, I believe.
If you're going DM's route.
Oh, got it. Okay, never mind.
Because that'd be 6, 2, 3, 7, 11. That'd be 12. So 13, I think, would be big key.
Okay, fair enough. Vanilla big key. Not bad.
So.
But first,
like I said, Bunny Cave.
We have at the very least 2 checks coming. I would not be surprised to see a further 4 in Hookshot Cave. It's quick, and if you pull silvers and or a sword, you are loving your life as compared to having to do the spin cycle on the illustrious pig.
Yes. I mean, red mail. I always appreciate red mail. If only because the sprite I use becomes very cute with red mail. We're skipping Hookshot Cave.
Alright, so there it is. We have what we have, and we will be checking everything along the way to the big key and potentially somewhere between 1 and 4 checks up top. But that is it. That's all we got today.
And so, at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 52 seconds, VGF Taylor enters Ganon's Tower. And Spy is a member of my own heart and decides to ruin his thumbs using... Oh, there's the bombs we were worried about.
He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
My man does not care. You're gonna need a bomb! What are you doing?
follow the M route.
Maybe.
Small key. ×2. ×3.
×4. Aw, compass. Okay, so now we're up to 5, and we are going right.
And here in Hope Room, what do we got? We got the Bombos Medallion. Okay, so you have to go left before you can go right.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting because I know that Spy is not a DM's router. So he's going to be doing Hope Room and then going full left.
But first, the potion pickup.
Yeah, again, with this stuff, I don't blame. Yeah, no.
Anybody.
Yeah.
I don't blame anybody for buying.
Grab some stuff.
Nice magic drop from that Gib, though.
Yeah, it was really nice, yeah. Very useful. Oh, it's a swingy!
Oh!
Give me the silvers! Aww.
Alright, so Taylor's going to go left. If Spy does go hard left, he will not be getting those swords.
Yeah.
Unless
it's tile room? Oh.
Unless! That is on the table. I don't like it.
You say you don't like it, but you're sitting here giggling. You don't seem to dislike it that much.
Okay,
so
as a viewer, I love it. As a player,
Zeke, we have a problem.
Yeah?
We still have 0 bombs.
Oh!
Are there any bombs along the way here?
No.
Okay.
No, there are not.
Taylor, you did this to yourself. Like, unless there's bombs literally in this chest. VGF Taylor is going to be playing the... Yeah, you don't... Yeah. Yep. Okay, so... Yeah, no.
Nice try. That's not that kind of door.
Right.
So...
Yes. So we have Bob's chest, and so at this point there are 9 checks left. One of them can go die in a fiery furnace, being the tile room. 4 of them.
You have to check tile room before going back for rando room in Taylor's case.
Yes. 4 of them are going to be ahead, and 4 of them are left behind. Because there is a bomb here. Yeah. 2, in fact. Okay. Okay, not bailed out yet. And it must have been a situation where he did not see the low bombs, because those bombs sitting on the torch were just begging to be grabbed.
Yeah, they were. So...
Although, yeah, honestly, when do you find yourself needing bombs in a randomizer this late in?
Right.
Like, I don't blame him for not keeping an eye, okay? That
key just tells you it's in rando.
Does it?
Because rando room is logically locked by 4. So that incentivizes you to go to rando room now. Spy?
Well, Spy feels behind. Okay, so what we're going to have instead is... Okay, so he's not checking that. Is VGF Taylor grabbing his big key, presumably here in just a minute. Could also be tile room still. That's still on the table. So after all the insanity, these are going to be checks 18 through 21.
Yeah, this is not usually your 18 through 21. But you also usually have bombs. I get it.
And Spy is... Okay, so Spy is going to be following right behind him, looks like. Spy has the mirror out. Okay, so 18 through 21 coming up. 22 is sitting on tile room. What do we have today?
Nothing.
He's not even checking them in the right order.
Injury.
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Game!
You know, the seed was saying, you don't need the bombs were inside of you all this time. Go do tower.
The real bombs were the friends we made along the way.
Goodness gracious.
I wish the chat could see my face right now. What about you?
So I would like to point out that, Lower Dogma, you won, and I think that, that 22 was worse than even you imagined. Congratulations.
How many trips through the tower do we want to do?
7. Hey, there it is. So how was that? How was that? The key there means that it has to be rando room.
It's not that it means that it implies it because of the key logic.
I know, it was just funny that rando was like, nah, 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 nah.
But actually, I would have done the same. If I were one, I'd pick the bombs. I paid attention to my resources. 2, if I were in Taylor's position and didn't have the bombs going in, having the 4th key would have sent me over there because of the implication.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like I'm going over there anyways because it's 4-1, and like, how often do you actually see the big key sitting on tile room? But
I watch SpeedGaming more than I need to.
I mean, that's fair.
I like maniacal in chat.
Of course you do.
If anyone had 6 visits to Hope Room on your bingo card, congrats! Was that on your bingo card today, Hammer?
It wasn't. I did have Spy does something spicy, so I did fill that out, but, I did miss out on the 6 Hope Room visits.
It wasn't on my card either, so I did have the cane in a convenient spot card, though.
That's fair. The cane is almost never in a convenient spot.
My favorite is when you pull it in either flooded room where you want to avoid bomber down, or in the
Icebreaker chest. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking big key. Okay, good. That's what you meant.
Or big chest is also appropriate, especially when big key's vanilla.
That's fair.
Or my personal favorite, the red cane is on Cold Stare. Meanwhile, we have just been ignoring the gauntlet, so...
I mean, for all that VGF Taylor's been cutting through it, he might as well be ignoring it too. Like, goodness gracious.
I think he's land was the first thing that's given him trouble.
Well, look, land mode 2 is hard.
Yes. There are days I'm surprised it's land mode after Randomizer week.
That's fair. We have seen a lot of Randomizer. But yeah, Spy has started the climb. VGF Taylor is approximately halfway through here. Got a couple of Wizrobe rooms, some of the most satisfying rooms in the game.
They really are.
Especially this upcoming one. This is on the list of rooms that look harder than they are. Spend a little time practicing, you get that 1 cycle down, feel like a gamer god.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out how Taylor was low on bombs to begin with this late in Randomizer run, and then I remembered he missed the first 2 attempts on the back diver down.
Yeah, that probably didn't help. I feel like you're just sitting on 10 at all times.
I mean, if you think about it, that means you used 5 of them in Swamp. Because Taylor did a left side first run.
That's a good point, yeah.
So, especially where you also just came from, where did Taylor... We don't use that many... we used 1 bomb in Thieves, but... Still, it's just bombs that just... We didn't get that many bomb pickups, I guess.
Moldorm 2 goes down while Spy gets punched into a corner by a couple of BMOs. Be my.
Just to rub it in.
Validation chest, please. I mean, let's be honest here. Like, GT had to be terrible because we didn't have to see a single pendant. Like, nothing in any pendant. Skull Woods, no. Ice Palace, no. TR, no. We did not look at them. We didn't even really think about them.
We don't even know what medallion you needed to get into TR.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Aga is just punching Taylor in the face.
Yeah, these patterns are something else, honestly.
Well, the one he missed the first time was easy, but the spin did not go off.
Yeah.
Alright, just one dance with a giant blue pig.
Excuse me, I have a name.
Are you a blue pig?
I mean, we'll never know. Thanks for dropping in. The first pastures were a duck, a sheep, and a rooster. You know, it's always disappointed me. I looked this up. This isn't a joke. If it...
I was
like... It should be.
I've also looked that up.
A duck, a sheep, and a rooster.
I mean, if you're gonna test anything, you test it on the farm animals you got on hand, I guess, but... Spy does not understand how funny those bombs really are.
No, it's okay.
Although by this time he might actually understand how funny those bombs are. This is on a 10-minute delay.
That's fair. If he doesn't, then he'll get a chance to learn how funny they are. In the Dark World. Wait, hold on.
There's an entire... Actually, no, there's not.
No, there's not! It's Spike Cave!
No. Funnier.
Or Catfish.
It could be Catfish!
That's also fair. Spy did check the Smith chain, so we know it's not there. I'm pretty sure... Okay, so I'm pretty sure our options are Spike Cave, Catfish,
Vanilla,
and Mimic Cave.
Mimic Cave's Death Mountain.
Dark... Oh, that's right, because it's Light World. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call.
Vanilla.
Could be. That's... Yeah, Pyramid Fairy would also be a possibility.
It can't be either our pendant dungeons like chat suggested, because the dungeon would be said directly.
Right. Okay, so out of those items, we're not going to see any of them, are we, on the ending screen? Darn, so it's just going to have to... And as we get a Ganon high five here, Spy starting his battle, Taylor just needing to cross the true final boss of the 1x3 bridge.
Thus successfully, and VG Taylor takes the second game of this best of 5 series. How do you feel, Hammer?
I'm ignoring the broom that's in the corner of my room. So yeah, VGF Taylor finishing in first with an official time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 55 seconds.
GG to VGF Taylor. And now we just have to get some spins in from Spy. Eventually. When Ganon stops warping.
Zora with the good old life lesson for sale.
Really nice triples out of Spy right now, I will admit. As he promptly misses one.
I don't think he was getting there. But still a nice fight. Spy ending up at second place, just behind here. Going to be about 2 minutes of difference.
I'd say probably an official... My guess, without looking at the room right now, 129.46?
129.45, close. So just under 2 minutes separating our two runners.
So yeah, GG's to both. Let's see if we can get them in a booth, shall we?
Yeah.
Because the world needs more of Spy and Hammer in a commentary booth.
Whew. I think VGF Taylor's more thinking that GT needs more bombs, please and thank you.
But yeah, that puts Acai at 2 wins to 0, making the Cross Keys matchup a potential match point for Acai. So yeah, I believe you're playing, Matt.
I am, yes. That is me versus Dixon.
Is that on the schedule yet?
It is. It's going to be Sunday at 6:30 Eastern.
Should be exciting. And we are joined in the booth by Spy. Hello, Spy Weaver. GG.
I'm not sure we caught any of that.
And for the record, VGF Taylor has opted not to join us for an interview today, so it will just be Spy Weaver.
GG's, bud. Don't know if your microphone's working.
Should be, maybe, hopefully.
There we go.
Right, we can hear you.
So that was a seed. How about not having to go into any of the pendant dungeons at all?
Yeah, I almost thought about it, though, for a brief moment after Swamp.
Oh, I know you did. I could have sworn you were going into ice.
I could see you wanting to go into ice.
I did that and I figured, let's go check some other overworld stuff first, because the last piece of progression is going to be behind the mitts, and lo and behold, I checked the wrong thing first.
Yeah, it was my area was really nice with those with that cane of Samaria just kind of sitting underneath the doormat, if you will.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, it didn't really feel good, because as far behind as I felt there after the current jump not working for whatever reason, I felt even further behind. It's like, oof.
Especially because that is, I believe, as Zeke and I figured out, was a 1 and 2 of having your silvers. The other location being Spike Cave.
Pyramid Fairy.
Oh yeah, right. There was that.
Fairy.
So 1 and 4.
For lack of trying to find those up the climb, and I mean, I guess the basement of GT was just like, hi, come clear me. So what do you do?
Well, that's kind of what happens when they put the the big key in the tile room. So
Yeah, there was a brief moment making that stop there before going back to the right side after Stalfos room crossed my mind. I really wish I would have went with it, but then at the same time I would have been on Master Sword and it probably wouldn't have made a difference.
So I don't know how much you saw of Taylor's climb, or not of climb, but of the basement of GT. I'm assuming not much. He was out of bombs and used his last bomb on the Meyer dark room, and didn't realize that he was out of bombs. So he went. He started left side and just did straight up DM strats, which made sense because he was out of bombs. We thought he was out of. We thought he knew. Walked by the bombs on the torch. Went to DM's room, grabbed the items, went full right, at least until the compass room. Grabbed both of the swords in there, which wasn't that a fun spot for 2 swords.
Right.
And then walked by the torch again and did everything but rando room because he realized, obviously, at that point, don't have any bombs. So went over there, grabbed Bob's chest, grabbed the 2 bombs that were underneath the pots there in the room for Ice Armos. Grabbed the 4 chests there. Nothing. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, it is either rando room or it's tile room. And that was when you were headed towards rando room as well. So he goes in, does rando room, nothing there, and what followed was probably the most painful yet most hilarious 22 I have seen while watching, playing, or commentating rando. So it was truly a delight.
I'm glad you got some enjoyment out of that one.
And then, obviously, the hilarity was that the final chest of the game also had bombs. So that was, as you picked up the last chest post Moldorm 2, Zeke pointed out that you would not understand the hilarity behind it, but now you do.
Yeah, see, those 2 swords felt really, really good, and I'm like, this potentially could be an advantage. And then the big key's just like, nah, I'm gonna be sitting in tile room. So you all are getting all these items regardless, unless you're really crazy. And, you know what it is. So I'm still feeling behind. I mean, that's why I'm pulling the 4 going up, hoping to grab those silvers to get something of an advantage. And I feel like I did a little too much in this one.
Yeah, that was one of those that I think the Smith chain is what fully did you in. VGF Taylor did the early guess of Eastern versus the mountain climb a little better than you did, and the funny part was the mountain climb looked great with that mirror sitting up there, and then he pulled the hammer out of Eastern. It was like, oof, never mind. So this seed was kind of interesting, though. All 3 dungeons in the light world complete before you got to the dark world, and then you went into you basically had, and you did them kind of differently, but he did Pod, Swamp, Thieves Town, and Mire in that order, and then you did Thieves Town first, but everything was just kind of a straight line from there, honestly.
Yeah, the theory was going to be Thieves Town, decide what I want to do from items there. Didn't get anything, decided to check North Dark World. Like I might have said earlier, I mean, Kern jump, don't know why the heck that didn't work, and then the Hinox decided he wanted to have a little bite, so that slowed me down to probably about another 5-ish minutes getting to Pod, which felt even worse, because at that point I was just like, well, the flippers have to be here. If I hit that, it's I feel like it'd be a little bit different, since I feel like I've been a lot sooner to those flippers and would have pushed that right into Swamp pretty fast. But I mean, hey, what do you do? That's why I play the game.
Yeah, either way, it was a nice game by you. Collection rate 3 higher. It was still a pretty good time. Both of you finished, sub 90 minutes. That's a pretty good time for Kaz Boots, especially with the shenanigans of full clearing the entire basement of GT. So overall, good seed. Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, I'm just gonna have to watch that back and see exactly what happened on that current jump, but then again, probably not like it really matters. I mean, it is what it is. I hit it 9 times out of 10, so.
I think you were a pixel too high.
It might have been. It looked like I was on the right one, based off the shadow positioning, but I don't know. That's the only thing that's kind of just on the front of my mind right now. Is just like, if that would have hit, I would have gotten to those flippers, and then if the Hinox decided he didn't want to come play, and I don't know. What do you do though?
Yeah, GG's against Spy. It was still a very well-run race. Still in the sub 90, still feels okay for casual boots. But with that the third game, Hammer versus Dixon. That should be fun to watch, at least.
It's going to be cross key pseudo boots, so I don't know if fun to watch is the best thing. Entrance is difficult to watch, even if you're a fan of the mode. So it will hopefully be interesting.
I enjoy watching it, which is good since I'm about to call one of those today.
Well, there you go. And speaking of, if you haven't gotten enough rando, we do have 2 more games starting tonight. They are both starting almost exactly an hour from now. One on this very channel and one on SpeedGaming 2. So take a look at the schedule, figure out which one you want to watch, and or just put them both up, honestly, and have some more rando. Other than that, we have a couple on the schedule for Friday, and then some later this weekend. So if you haven't gotten enough rando, keep an eye on it. If you haven't gotten enough Speed Gaming, there are now 8 Speed Gaming channels. So definitely give those a follow. Keep an eye on them. There's all sorts of insanity going on here. Shout outs to our runners. Shout outs to Reg for clicking the buttons and keeping us straight on where was what and what was when. And shout outs to my co-com, Zeke, for being a blast to com with, as always. I'm going to let you have the last word, my man. Take us out.
Yeah. Again, like you said, thanks everyone. Thanks Hammer for, like you said, being a blast to commentate with. You can always tell we have fun in the commentary booth together. But with that, we got more rando coming up, so check it out. But if not for you, have a good night, everybody.